All right, so we are getting everything loaded in the truck behind me here. We are going up to Baudette, Minnesota. We're gonna meet up with Joe Henry. Joe is the man, the myth, the legend, some say. Director of tourism up there at Lake of the Woods. We're gonna do some walleye fishing, explore the area. Great walleye fishery, walleye capital of the world. We're headed up to Lake of the Woods. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler up there, a lot further north. Anyway, we got about a 14-hour drive ahead of us. Truck's packed. Wife's in there. Got to get her ready. And we're headed north. All right, we have made it. We are at Lake of the Woods. They got us staying at one of the many great resorts up here, but this time we are at River Bend Resort, Walleye Inn. Weather's perfect, 73 degrees first day of August, but we're in this big cabin behind us. We're gonna get unpacked, get settled in, and find out what our plans are. All right, we got all settled in. We're gonna run up street here, get our fishing license, a 2-day fishing license. I don't think I have one, but we're gonna go get them. Be legal. We're gonna charter a boat tomorrow with one of the captains here from the resort, and then the day after that, beep beep beep, we're going out with Joe Henry on his boat. Joe Henry, he's the director of tourism up here at Lake of the Woods. And as I wash this, I better go shave. I know I sound great.
Well, this is a nice 17-inch walleye. Freaking nice gold color. You can tell it's a walleye with the white stripe on there, and then the dorsal fins solid black. You know, it's a nice. You got your saugers here. They're kind of a silverish brown color, no tips. They got spots on the dorsal fins, as you can see a difference and stuff on there. So what we were using today was a bottom bouncer with a night crawler and stuff like that. So that was good drifting. Got nice fish. The slot limit on Lake of the Woods is 19.5 to 28. You can keep 1 over 28. No more than 4 could be walleyes, 2 saugers, or a mismatch, but no more than 4 per daily possession limit.
All right, we are following Joe Henry, the director of tourism up here at Lake of the Woods. We're going over to Zippo Bay, do some pike fishing. Overnight, the winds really picked up on the river, on the lake. It's brutal out there. We're going to do some sturgeon fishing, but not able really to hold steady out there on this river. Zippo Bay, a little bit more protected, good pike fishery. So we're going to follow Joe out there and see what we can do. So Joe, this lake is managed for trophy pike though, right?
Well, you know, it is. It's interesting because there are so many big pike in this lake over 40 inches, which is considered a trophy. And you know, the DNR actually has a slot limit on this lake. So your limit of pike per day is 3. anything 30 to 40 inches, you must release it. You can keep one per day over 40 inches. And Jason, you know, we pike don't get fished a lot in the summer, to be honest with you. Everybody's walleye crazed.
What are we gonna do now, Joe?
All right, so what we're gonna do now is we got one pike cast in. We lost one pike. So what we're gonna do now is it's like 7.5 feet of water through here. Thought it'd be kind of fun just to see if anybody's living out in the middle in those weeds. We're just gonna pull crankbaits. We're just gonna do some trolling, mimic. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back to casting. But just something different, and you know, you never know what's living in a bay like this. There's a lot of food. There's moving water. The water in Lake of the Woods is stained water, so you always got a chance at some walleyes and bass too. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. See what happens.
You in that?
You got something on it. No, I don't need that. Look at that little walleye. So here we are in Zippo Bay. We kind of said, hey, you know, chance for multi-species. We got a little walleye, and yeah, this one isn't. It's not a big walleye, but you know, if a person wanted to have a dinner, tell you what, getting about 5-6 of those would be real good. But I think we'll let this one go. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So, with all the resorts up here, does an angler need to bring their own boats, or how's that work?
You don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. You know, we have about 61 different lodging facilities in our county. That's everything from the little Airbnbs, maybe a sleeper fish house business that operates only in the winter, all the way up to very, very large, luxurious resorts. You know, a little bit of everything in between. So, you know, a person wants to come up, and if you want to do it on the cheap, you can bring your own boat, make your own meals, and get a real nice cabin to stay in. And if you want to eat out, just go to some of the area resorts. They got great food up here. At the same time, if you want to do the full service thing, you know, you can jump on a charter boat, and you know, you go on a charter boat, everything's provided. The rods, reels, tackle, bait, absolutely everything. All you gotta do is step aboard. They say that when you jump on a charter boat, there's 2 decisions you gotta make in a day. What should I wear? What should I eat? It's pretty darn simple. But the charter captain will take care of putting you on the fish and just making sure you have a great day in the water. But you know what? There are a lot of options up here, and you know, we're not one of those cosmopolitan areas that's overpriced. We're very reasonably priced up here at Lake of the Woods, and you know what? If you've never been on the lake, you come jump on a charter boat, you're gonna have a level of success.
So how do people find the different resorts? Is it on the Lake of the Woods website?
You know what? We have a great website, and everything is on there. Yes, and you know that's the website address is lakeofthewoodsmn.com, and you know, you go to that, it's got everything from how to get here to all of our resorts to what charter fishing is like. We talk about all the different seasons of fishing. In fact, that's kind of interesting too. I mean, people don't realize that, you know, our ice fishing up here at Lake of the Woods is very, very active. I mean, we get 3 feet of ice. We have ice roads that go out 20 miles. We have specialized, in some areas, specialized track vehicles that'll take you out to a fish house. But if you want to come up and rent a fish house, boy, is that ever fun. That was good timing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very good timing.
That's perfect for that.
See on top.
Got it?
That was a walleye.
No, it was a little pike.
What is that?
That's what we call picklers.
So we got a lot of growing up to do. We'll come see you in about 5 years.
So you were saying something about ice fishing got interrupted by that root fish.
Yeah. You know, I tell you, it's ice fish up here is really popular, and you know, you can drive out on the lake. You know, starting usually in January. We have ice roads. We have resorts that'll take you out on the lake. We're fishing in Zippo Bay right now. Zippo Bay Resort has the igloo bar that's out in the ice. It's you know, a few miles out on the lake. It's 1,000 square feet. It's got a couple of big screen TVs in it. You can actually fish in the bar. We've got a full bar, partial hot menu. Really something else. We even have another resort, Cyrus Resort now has a bar out on the ice too.
What's the name of it?
Cyrus Resort has a bar out too. You know what? But I mean, ice fishing. You know, there again, you don't have to bring hardly anything up. You know, they put you in a fish house. It's heated. It's on the fish. You can even do a sleeper fish house where you actually sleep in bunk beds out on the ice. If you've ever done it, it's really kind of a fun experience, almost like ice camping. You know, and you know, you bring your own food with, and a lot of the fish houses will have either the burners on top of a stove, like the propane burners, or they'll have both the propane oven and the burners. So you can bake pizzas or lasagna, whatever you want to do. Very cozy. Oh, you got to try it. It's great sleeping on it. Very cozy. Man, it's the best when it's whipping cold outside and you're inside 70 degrees all hunkered down.
I remember the first time I came up here ice fishing, I went out to the ice fishing house, had on all my winter garb, and then 10 minutes later I was in short sleeves and sweating.
Well, you go to a fish house, people think ice fishing's so cold, but you're in a fish house, the thermostat set at 70 or whatever you want it set at. First thing you do is walk in and take your jacket off and hang it up. You know, you're in a sweatshirt fishing. It's a lot of fun. It's
good
walleye. Bring it in. Get in here.
Wow.
Sorry.
Nice walleye.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, there's a Lake of the Woods walleye. You take a look at that fish. That's a darn nice walleye right there.
Yeah,
you know.
it is.
Well, Jason, I'll tell you what. We talked about catching everything in the bay, and how Lake of the Woods is multi-species. We've got a small walleye, and now you whack this fish. That's a nice fish, Jason.
It is. It's one of the best fish I've caught in a long time. I don't do a lot of walleye fishing, so we don't have those in Illinois. You come up here to catch a walleye like this is a luxury.
That's a
for me.
good fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it was fun.
You know what? We'll keep the small ones for eating. Let's let that one go. Shall we? You want to put it on sticks?
Yeah, let's measure it.
Where are you?
Looks like he's about 49.
Yeah. Tell you what, though.
25.
Her tail, that's 25-inch fish.
Nice fish.
It's a nice 25-inch walleye, Jason. That's a good fish anywhere. I'll tell you what.
Awesome. We're gonna put it back, folks.
Okay.
Limit is 19.5 to 28 inches. You got to put them back. So what happens is the reason they do it that way. A 19.5-inch walleye is when a walleye starts reproducing, laying eggs. So all the breeding fish, they say let's put them back so we have sustainability of our fishery. 19.5 to 28, put them back. You can keep a combined limit of walleyes and saugers of 6, up to 6, below that 19.5 mark. Up to 4 of those can be walleyes. If you catch a trophy over 28 inches, you can keep 1 trophy a day.
Oh, 28.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's like. You gotta be careful with those pike because they go nuts. And if you got a crankbait and those hooks flying around, stay away from them until you're gonna grab them. And when you grab them, you want to grab them solid. In fact, I'll show you. Here's how I like to grab a pike, right behind the gills like this, just like that. You gotta have a good firm hold on them, right? You know, if it's a big pike, you can't get your hand around his back. Then a lot of times you'll grab them on the outside part of the cartilage of the gills and slide your fingers out. Just gotta make sure you don't put your fingers too far up or you get their teeth. A nice, good grip there. But we'll let this little guy go. Little walleye. No, little pike. Right here. See those hooks?
A jumper. That's what you're talking about.
Watch those
Watch
hooks.
them hooks.
You get a good grip on them. You ever get a good grip, and then, of course, you want to take those out as easy as you can and get the switch back. Like,
Awesome. So everybody thinks of the summer walleye bite and then the ice fishing, but really you got 4 seasons up here of fishing, don't
we
you?
really do. And I'll tell you, it's interesting because our spring fishing is really good. We have so first off, our pike season never closes. So pike's always open, and pike come into the bays in the spring and spawn. So and we're talking 20 plus pounders. So it's really a fun bite. And then in addition, the walleye season is an extended season up here at Lake of the Woods compared to the rest of the state of Minnesota. So what happens is, a lot of those walleyes will run up the Rainy River to spawn. And through April 14th, you can actually fish them, catch and release only. But what happens is you get a good population of these big walleyes in Lake of the Woods, and they all get constricted in this little Rainy River. So people are up there catching them. Plus, it's kind of cool because you'll have the river that's open water, yet the lake has still got 2 feet ice on it. So,
right.
It's kind of an interesting time, but it's very, very good fishing. And then, of course, the fall. The fall, they call it the walleye run. The emerald shiners swim up the river in the fall. And Of course, the walleyes are close behind, so that fall jig bite up in the Rainy River is really a lot of fun. Cool thing about the Rainy River, when you fish that, heck, you can get away with a 14 to 16 foot boat, no problem.
Right, calm waters compared to the big lake.
You don't need a big boat, absolutely.
Hey, just an awesome time up here at Lake of the Woods. Yesterday we were in a charter boat, caught plenty of walleye. Today we're with Joe Henry, Director of Tourism up here at Lake of the Woods, out in his boat, doing some trolling, doing some casting, walleye, pike, just a mixed bag. Awesome time up here.
Hey, we always have a good time, don't we?
We do have a good time.
You know, when you're in the outdoors with buddies, with friends or family, you normally have a good time. And I'll tell you what, one of the cool things about Lake of the Woods, Jason, I started coming up here 30 years ago from central Minnesota, where I'm from, and I'll tell you what, once I came up here, I got bit by the bug because you normally catch good fish. You never know what you're going to catch. You always got a chance at a trophy. The resort community is awesome. There's so much good food, and there's every little resort has its own ambiance, its own culture, But it's just a cool area.
It is. The scenery is beautiful. The people are great. Fishing's wonderful. What more could you ask for?
If you like the outdoors, I'll tell you, it's pretty good.
This is it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, for Joe Henry, Lake of the Woods Tourism, I'm Jason Hauser, Bone Wild TV. Thanks for tuning in.